Hey guys, what's going on? Steven back again, and welcome back to my part 2 of every single Warhammer 40k Faction Explained Part 1 by Bricky. Alright, let's just jump right in. I think this is right around where I left off. I think I was a little bit ahead, but that's okay. Here we go.
See right here, one guy was able to make them work. One guy, and he died. And they're so scared they'll never work again that they keep
right,
them
I remember
on,
hearing about
never
that.
turn them off, and they run around in a circle the whole time until they need them, and then they corral it, and they go into battle. Yep.
One guy.
The Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, if you want to talk about faith, though, let's talk about the Sisters of Battle.
Okay, this is right where I left off.
The Sisters of Battle of the Adeptus Sororitas, if that's how I pronounce it correctly, is an all-female group of battle sisters going through the ecclesiarchy section of the Imperium. The ecclesiarchy is, of course, the church. This is, imagine a private army of the church, which is scary. And it is. The sisters are an extremely zealotous force, and they take this to a full extreme. They believe in three main things: faith, martyrdom, and fire. Through the bolter, the flamer, and the
Can't go wrong with that.
The Sisters of Battle are extremely potent at taking out chaos and heretics. Mainly heretics, because as they are a fighting section of the ecclesiarchy church, that's the big thing they want to kill. Any form of heretic will face the Emperor's justice through those three main weapons: the bolter,
That's actually
the
a pretty
flamer,
badass
and
looking
the
picture.
melta, and they will do so with extreme prejudice. Literally. They are the closest things we have to nuns in space. And I'm talking hardcore nuns. They carry holy fire on their backs.
I mean, that is pretty cool.
They have holy books and sigils all across their armor. Their main battle tank is a fucking pipe organ missile launcher. They have small babies that they have removed their brain capacity to make them little servant cherubs to fly around and give them ammunition and shit.
That is pretty cool.
Churches from low orbit as mini drop pods onto battles. They drop churches into battles, and they blare war hymns and holy music from their frigates in low atmosphere and shower holy water across the battlefield. These are the people you are dealing with, and they're fucking awesome. They can
that is
literally
pretty cool.
stave off demons on the tabletop because their faith is that strong. Remember the warp, the demons from the warp? Well, the warp also manifests in your mind. All of your emotions, negative and positive, go through the warp. It's the immaterium, the place of all things. So if you are that
I didn't know about that.
fortified,
That your thoughts and stuff go through the warp.
Strong, you can stave off horrifying
I guess that
demons.
explains how you can get corrupt.
And all these girls, not a crack. Not a crack in that mental.
Okay, that is pretty freaky. That actually reminds me of the movie The Nun. That looks pretty terrifying.
Armor. Now, as much as a meme as they are, and
Black
as
around
much as
the
their
eyes,
models
black
look a lot
lipstick.
like Ongo Gabloglian, yeah, which I can't unsee anymore. I gotta say, I love their design. I think they're extremely cool. They're another army that I'm currently collecting. They just released a whole new line of figures very
that
recently,
is a pretty
and
cool
they
battle
look
tank.
Wonderful. Everything.
Even
from
in my
Celestine,
day, back when I played and worked there, the this thing here was all pewter. Before everything went full plastic, only the main part of the tank here was all plastic. Everything else was pewter. That was like a big, 5-pound chunk that you were just sticking right on top of the tank. The thing was huge and heavy.
Wonderful. Everything from Celestine, the living, literally undying saint, from the triumph of Saint Catherine, which is literally a funeral procession as a
Never
model.
seen that
Those
before.
organ tanks I mentioned
Must be a new
earlier.
model.
This shit is the most over-the-top badassery in a lot of the Warhammer universe, and goddamn it, is it over the top. But Sisters of Battle are so cool. While I'm a guardsman at heart, This is such a cool faction. By Bolter Shell, Flamer Burst, and Melta Blast, the mutant, the heretic, and the traitor alike are cleansed of their sin of existence. So it has been for 5 millennia, so shall it be until the end of time.
I smite
How did this hammer get into 400 million year old strata? But it doesn't stop.
And speaking of burning demons,
Grey Knights.
the Grey Knights are the first army I actually collected back in 7th edition.
Davy Jones
The Grey
Pirates.
Knights are a super secretive and much more old school look at power armored knights, except they are all psychers. All
Really?
of them
Old school?
have that crazy space magic.
Interesting. I
magician
mean, their
shit.
armor looks
For
pretty
every
damn badass.
100,000 guardsmen,
Like the
there's
beaks
one
and stuff?
Grey Knight. For every 10,000 Sisters of Battle, there's one Grey Knight. For every 1,000 Space Marines, there's one Grey Knight. Grey Knights are the
Wow.
strongest of the strong, both in mental will
That
and
elite.
absolute just strength. These are Space Marines that are all high-level psychers, all of them able to specifically do one goal, and that is kill demons. The Emperor believed that the demons of chaos were the #1 threat to the Imperium, and he probably is right.
Well,
However,
yeah, I mean,
this group is entirely based
technically,
on doing
yeah.
that
I mean,
through
at least the
a
other races
myriad
you
of
can
tactics. Coming from the planet, or I guess the
kinda,
moon of Titan in the
you know,
Sol system,
kind of
Grey Knights
talk to
are
them,
thrown
you know,
through
like Eldar, Tau, you can kind of have what you call it? What do you call it? Like a parlay, if you will. I mean, at least they will. I'm sure they would probably talk. You know, Eldar, Tau. You know, some of these other races will probably, you know, do like a parlay and talk and stuff like that, and maybe come to some sort of like agreement or peace treaty, maybe. But with Chaos, it's just nope, kill everything. No talking, you know, we're demons, we're sent here, we're here to kill. Same thing with Tyranids, same thing. But, you know, understandable that Chaos being, you know, the biggest threat.
Extremely rigorous training and are as clear of mind and soul as they possibly can be. Since the demons of the warp are the warp and your mind projects to the warp, people can go insane very fast, especially lower level psychers. These Grey Knights need to be able to harness the warp in the presence of demons and stay perfectly sane. One of their characters, one of my favorite characters, is named Castellan Crow. He has a demon blade, the black blade of Mahamahama, and he has to have it on him because it tempts everyone nearby, constantly beckoning them. Use my power, use my strength, suck my penis, whatever the possibility. And so he has to keep it on him all the time as this thing whispers to him consistently, and he has to stave it off forever,
That
being alone in his chambers
seems a little
or on the battlefield.
heretic
because anyone
using
who
a
gets too close to it
demon
might
blade.
be tempted a little too hard. He is that pure of heart and mind, and all the characters in the Grey Knights are basically like that. The only issue is that the Grey Knights have a scorched earth policy, you know, more ways than one. If they're fighting demons, demons corrupt and make people crazy. So if I'm a guardsman and I'm fighting demons and the Grey Knights arrive and they kill all the demons, I'm a risk. And so guess who's not making it out of there? On the tabletop, they're very strike fast, strike hard kind of people. They teleport all around the place. They are fast strike groups, small amounts of models because they're so dang strong. You only have so many characters, but with it, you get in there, you're very tough, very tanky, you hit really hard, and you try to bounce around the battlefield quickly, but you don't have numbers, and so every dead Grey Knight
that's a
hits
pretty cool
really damn
model
hard.
at the head.
They're fun, though, if you like that kind of fast striking kind of army. Oh, and also, Caldor Drago is a thing. We're not even going to get into Caldor Drago. All right, that is, oh my goodness gracious. I am the hammer. I am the mail about his fist. I am the spear in his hand. Though we are lost, I am the shield on his arm. I am the flight of his arrows. I am the hammer. I am the sword. I am the shield. I am a soldier at the battle at the end of time. Grey Knights are pretty hardcore. They are as holy as you can get for a Space Marine. If you like Space Marines and you want to, you know that they're holy enough, you want to be holier, Grey Knights. Now, if you want to be holier and big, let's talk Imperial Knights.
Oh, Lord, he come!
Do you like gigantic walkers the
This
size
is all
of
new.
homes or medium-sized buildings? Do you want to kill heretics, but you want to kill like
These
40
weren't even
of
a
them
thing
per turn? Do you want
back
a
in my time.
gigantic, old-school knight noble house style of walkers with giant chainsaw arms? Then you got Imperial Knights. Imperial Knights, it's not a whole lot to talk about them because they're just gigantic walkers, but they have this old-school like house feel to them, like literally like they're houses.
So are they like
each
a legit
Imperial Knight
army
comes
army?
from a house, and each of them act in their own special way. These behemoth of walkers also destroy almost everything in their path, killing full swaths of squads in a couple shots, stepping on legions of troops. Like
So
these
if they're an
things
army, how can
do not
you-
mess around. And they look so cool.
How can you use them
Imperial
then?
Knights and Chaos Knights, actually, for that matter, don't have a whole lot to discuss. They're just super big, heavy walkers, and they look different depending on your house or Chaos God you currently believe in. And overall, these things are just really cool if you want to murder everything in your path. They're the big, scary, big unit of Warhammer, and if you want to collect them, go to town. They make for a great painting project, too. Getting more back down to earth, let's talk something about a little bit different, a little more gold. If guardsmen are regular soldiers, space marines are super soldiers, Grey Knights are super soldiers, the Adeptus Custodes are super soldiers cubed. The Adeptus Custodes are the third major army I own. I know, 3 armies. I know, I got
Those
carried
actually
away,
look
okay? But
really
that's all. I
cool.
only have 3, okay?
Those do look really cool. I like the blade work. Looks like it's all like, I don't want to say like cracked, but yeah, that just looks really cool. Whoever did the painting on that. These guys look really cool. Another new army that passed my time. God, I feel so old.
They are our final brand of Space Marines, but these ones are super special. Okay, if a guardsman is 6 foot, a Space Marine is 7 feet, a custodian is 8 feet. These are the giant defenders of Holy Terra, which is also Earth. Earth is Terra. Earth, Terra.
Right.
Themselves. These are the people that literally guard the Emperor's throne room. Hence, custodies. These boys protect the Emperor's throne room.
must be an
at all
amazing
times and
honor.
are literally like handcrafted people. They're not humans brought up by a gene seer or something. These are all handcrafted super soldiers. I think from a tube. These behemoth of men are like 8 feet, 8.5 feet tall, and functionally immortal. They stand still, spear in hand, for hundreds of years without the need to sleep and barely even the need to eat, watching over the throne room
Wow.
and every other area of Holy Terra for their entire purpose in life. And oh my lord, are they terrifying. These custodians put Space Marines to shame. If you liked your super soldiers, these are your super mega soldiers. One of these men can take on probably 3 Space Marines and most likely win. There are many different groups
Seriously?
of custodians as well, like the Solar Watch, or there's also
I mean, I understand they guard the
Aquilian
Emperor.
Shield. The Aquilian Shield go out to
damn.
seemingly unimportant individuals and protect them because they believe that they are going to be doing something very important in their lives. For instance, let's say a regular guardsman gets the protection of this giant 8.5 foot tall golden god because that guardsman will end up becoming a general one day or something of that nature. The custodians work in mysterious ways and are almost always outnumbered but never outmatched. These people are pretty horrifying, both on the tabletop as well as in the lore. There are very few of them, however, and there's
Whoa,
actually
that
an
looks
extremely
really
small amount of
cool.
them. But that's kind of the point. There's only so many
That
of
is
these people
one
that can
hell
have
of a
more
model.
gear than
And the weapon's pretty unique. What is it, like a halberd with kind of like the spear, and then the gun is, you know, mounted right above it? So that's a pretty interesting weapon concept.
this strong, weapons this powerful, and training this good. And the custodians have all 3 of it. For 100 years, I stood my watch amidst the somber shadows of the Sanctum Imperialis. I was still as a statue, but always ready, always attuned to dangers unseen. Days, months, years passed by in a frenzied blur beyond those walls, yet within, little moved and nothing changed. For 100 years, I did not but wait. Yet had any threat appeared, I would have struck it down in a heartbeat. For 100 years, I stood my watch, and as it ends, I can tell you this: patience is a weapon. The custodians are the top dogs of the Imperium, and they hurt just that same way. Though I do want to discuss a little bit about the Sisters of Silence before we get out of here, because the Sisters of Silence I also have a few of, and they're really fun, but they don't get enough attention. These kind of bald plume ladies are a whole group of pariahs, or also known as blanks. We'll be referring to them as blanks from now on. So as every mind is somewhat connected to the warp, these blanks are a genetic mutation that has it suppressed heavily. Because of that mind suppression, normal people feel this weird, like, uncomfortable nature when around them. When a Sister of Silence walks past them, you feel ill. You feel just uncomfortable and strange. So most of them don't actually live past childhood, because once they are birthed, they're, well, you know, killed or something at a very young age, because they just emit a horrifying aura. These ladies, however, are guardians of the throne as well for more psychic threats. See, none of the custodians are psychers, so they have a difficult time dealing with major demons and other kinds of psychic phenomena. These sisters are extremely specialized.
They're the other side, so the custodians are the muscle,
as they don't speak,
and these ones here are the
silence, but they communicate through hand gestures and things.
The psychers.
But if there's a demon issue,
so you got both
if
sides
there's any
protecting.
kind of warp-based problem, the sisters are extremely adept at dealing with them, thanks to their blank gene.
I'm going to teach you about brain and heart coherence. And with this knowledge,
they normally work a lot of time with the custodian.
So, there was something I was going to say. Now I just forgot what I was going to say. Oh, that stupid ad. I lost my track of thought. Oh, so if the Sisters of Silence are psychers, so are their psychic abilities stronger than Grey Knights?
Because they have to deal with both kinds of threats, but they're not represented that way on the tabletop. In fact, they only have like one real model for them, which is very unfortunate. I hope they'll get some like news soon, because I think they should really be working together as it is that way in the lore, but hopefully we'll get there soon. But if we're talking about blanks, let's talk assassins.
Oh yeah.
It's been a long video. We're about to round it out. We got this and one more human thing, and then we're done. The assassins, though, the Officio Assassinorum, oh boy, these people are deadly. Yeah, they're called assassins.
Yeah, there's like, what, 4 different classes?
Man. These people will mess you up. So these are from the Officio Assassinorum, a very special organization, and they are handpicked by the Grand Master of the Officio Assassinorum from the what was it called? Schola Progenium.
Oh,
it's
Jesus.
basically an orphan school. Your parents got murdered by demons or something, you get sent to this and you get trained to be whatever. Tempestus Drop Troop, an Inquisitor, maybe even. Maybe you get a blank gene and you get thrown into the Sisters of Silence, or sometimes you just disappear. When you are taken, however, you go to one of 4 temples, because the Assassinorum works in the temple style.
Oh, there is 4.
These temples are the Vindicare, Caluxus, Calidus, and Eversor temples. Let's start with the Vindicare. I'm far away. I've been sitting here for 3 weeks.
Snipers.
Poof! The Vindicare temple is the main sniper-based temple. Gigantic sniper rifles for all these assassins. Their whole point is to be able to be in a spot and sit there, eye and scope, for weeks, waiting for their perfect target, taking people out from literal miles away after extremely long time periods. The Vindicare Temple is about precise, perfect aim. There have been reports of Vindicares being able to single out particular body parts from over 2-3 miles away. Temples in the head, the jugular, for instance, and been sitting there after weeks. And when they're ready, take that shot, time is done, packs them up. The Calidus Temple, however, is a lot more about shape-shifting and deviant art. It's mostly a female-based one, or at least it seems to be, and this allows a lot of body augmentation for certain individuals to be able to kind of transmorph themselves and infiltrate areas that are problems. These assassins will end up taking missions that take them years, 2-3 years, to infiltrate a heretical group and slowly work their way up just to get enough time to put a bullet into the main target's head and then escape unharmed. Or become the main target and sabotage it from within. These are all completely about deception,
that's a good
mind
idea
tricks,
too.
polymorphing, and everything in between. And lots of drawings. The Eversor Temple. Just kind of disturbing one. The Eversor Temple is about when you don't want anything to come back alive, friend or foe. You want it all dead. An Eversor is psychogenically conditioned with just psychotherapy and psychological torture to only feel violence, hatred, and anger. It does the Clockwork Orange style of thing of just making you forced to watch never-ending pain and misery and psycho conditioning, I guess is the term. And then they pump you full of tons of psychedelic drugs and they cryo-freeze you. And then they drop you in an area where they just want to make sure everything is dead. And then you defrost, full of just all this insane, mind-boggling psychotherapy and psychedelic drugs, and you just go to town.
That is pretty terrifying.
Yeah, if you don't care if anyone comes back alive. You're like, all right, lost cause, send them in. Finally, there's the most bizarre temple, the Caluxus Temple. The Caluxus assassins are feared even among the other temples. So that blank gene, the people will go to the Caluxus Temple with this as well. And this is where they can harness that to be massively anti-psyker or even just anti-regular people. They are seen with extreme fear and distrust among many, many people. They are described by the Eldar by quote as being pure evil. Imagine that uncomfortable feeling from that blank gene I mentioned, and then imagine them being taught and given equipment to amplify it by 100. If normally regular people feel uncomfortable, now they are basically akin to being a siren wailing directly in your ear. And if you're a psyker, oh no, the sheer presence of a Caluxus
I can only
assassin
imagine.
is enough for you to tear your skin off. You will rather gouge your eyes out and rip your nails off than even being near this person. The Caluxus assassin is when you want psychers to literally lose their minds, and they will go on their knees and ask you to gun them down because it is a suitable choice over being anywhere near you. The motto of that temple is, "That which is unknown and unseen commands the greatest fear." Now, for the tabletop, assassins aren't that special. You can call them in no matter what Imperium faction you are, and they do a lot of work for themselves, but at the same time, they're very specialized and require a lot of finesse. And they work the way you generally want them to, though. You want to cause some distortion and weird stuff, you take a Calidus. You want to just murder swaths of infantry and then blow up Eversor. You want to kill that one guy, Vindicare, and if you have a lot of psychers, Caluxus. It's nice little, like,
a little bit of everything.
Trades if you have a specific thing you want to kill. And you get to choose which is really fun. But now, let's talk about the last human faction. We can round this video out before we do part 2.
Last one.
The Inquisition.
Oh boy.
We have a lot to talk about with them.
Well, on the subject of heresy.
Oh boy. Where do I even begin with the Inquisition? Take every secret police you can think of. The KGB, the Gestapo, the CIA, FBI,
Images not
any
found.
of these kinds of people. And then mark it up by about 10 and give them the most power in the entire Imperium. No, you know what? How about this? This right here, it's not just a quote. This is the Imperial motto, the motto of the Inquisition. I apologize for my bad pronunciation. Innocentia nihil probat. Innocence proves nothing. The most powerful organization in the Imperium, the secret police, their #1 motto is innocence proves
Nothing.
The Inquisition goes around like the secret police or like detectives to find issues in the Imperium. And they have different ordos depending on which one we're talking about. The Ordo Hereticus, the Ordo Xenos, the Ordo Malleus, for instance, and a whole bunch of other ones. Hereticus is obvious, they deal with heretics. Xenos tries to find alien threats, and Malleus is demons. They all have different specializations in what they're trying to go for as this Inquisitor. And that's what they're called, Inquisitors. Each of them...
I hope the show is still on track for Eisenhorn. Haven't really heard anything, but fingers crossed.
As this Inquisitor. And that's what they're called, Inquisitors. Each of them, as an Inquisitor, has their own free reign to do as they wish. They may have a ship and a crew, and they go out to find problems and interrogate people a lot. They are above the law in every department over Space Marines. Now, the Space Marines might argue against them and stuff, and there might be a lot of blowback, but technically they are above them as Inquisitors. They are looking to investigate and figure out coups and cults and demonic incursions,
what about
possible Xenos issues.
What about a Primarch? I'd be, if I was a Primarch, hey, sorry, I'm above you. I'm like the son of the Emperor. So that'd be interesting.
Like gene stealers or a new threat coming into an area. They're about learning that stuff and actually doing detective work. And memes aside, they're pretty good at it. The Inquisition having all of this power does make them a little bit power hungry and frantic sometimes. And yes, it is still a bad thing, but most of them are pretty good at their job. And they spend a lot of time being very diligent to make sure that all of these leads they follow are proper and correct. They're basically space detectives with just enormous power and sometimes a bit of a power complex. And we haven't even talked about Exterminatus yet. Exterminatus.
There we go.
Exterminatus is deeming a planet unfit to be saved. I deem that this planet is demon infested, and taking it back will cost too many resources and is not worth it. I have now committed Exterminatus on this planet.
And you
I will
wipe it
now
out.
sign the death warrant of an entire Imperium planet, as it is unfit to take and better to be destroyed than allow the enemy to hold it. This can mean saturation bombardment. This can mean cracking the planet's core and breaking it apart. Doesn't matter. Render this planet inhospitable to all life. Yes, the innocents proves nothing people are the only people who can choose this planet must die in its entirety.
People say I talk about some weird stuff, some far out stuff. But
yeah, you're playing the villain. Now, it is memed a lot, but most Inquisitors are very rare to do Exterminatus.
Right, you
Exterminatus
just
is a
can't go
very
around destroying
crazy
every
thing. There's
single
only so
planet.
many
Because what's to
worlds
stop you from
that
just
you
being
don't
like,
want to destroy all
oh,
of
there's
them.
like a
And
huge,
naturally, with the memes
orc
aside,
army
there are
down
some
there.
people who are a little
Take care of
bit
that planet,
rough on this one. But most Inquisitors generally don't like to do Exterminatus a ton, but it is an option they have. And it's a crazy option when you think about it. Secret Police Inquisition are unfortunately not represented on the tabletop very much. You generally kind of put one in your army if you feel like it. You have a couple special options there and some side content, but they're not really fleshed out very well, and personally they need a lot more stuff put in there, and they really need a lot more effort put into them, and they're not quite where I want them to be. Overall, the Inquisition makes for a lot of the best storytelling as well, because it's a little bit hard to talk about a big story of a whole bunch of Space Marines killing something, right? It's just a big battle story. It's not as interesting.
Which is why I think they went with Eisenhorn.
And that moral dilemma that an Inquisitor has makes for a lot better media. And honestly, the more people do it, I think it's better, because then it adds a little more humanity to the Warhammer horrible, horrible grimdarkness. And wow, we just finished the humans, all right? Come back to
because it can't just be all about battles and stuff like that, and just battle after battle and war and stuff like that. At least you got something,
and all the Chaos Marine
more.
And the Tau, and the Necrons, and the Orcs, and oh boy, we got a lot. I'll see you in part 2.
Nice, part 2. All right, so there we go. There is the end of, well, my part 2, his part 1. Yeah, that was that was really cool. I like his videos. I like the way he, you know, breaks everything down in like simple terms. You know what I mean? Makes everything, you know, nice and simple. You know, some of these other videos that go into like full on everything, all details and stuff like that, and it's just kind of like, this is too much, you know? So I like the way he does videos, keeps everything straight and simple to the point. But yeah, a lot of new stuff, you know. Obviously the Custodes, Sisters of Silence, what was it, the Titans. Those are some actually really cool looking models. Yeah, you know, the Titans and stuff. I don't remember. Yeah, all before my time. I feel really old now. Back in my day, there was no, you know, Sisters of Silence. Oh, I feel old. But yeah, models for the Custodians look really cool. And, you know, if the, which does, Sisters of Silence, you know, being the more psychic side for protecting the Emperor, like I asked, you know, so would they be stronger than Grey Knights? You know, because like you said, Grey Knights are very strong psychers, so would they be stronger? I mean, they must be if they're protecting the Emperor. You know, because we got the Custodes being basically the muscle, and then we have the Sisters of Silence doing the psychic stuff. So I don't know, maybe they are stronger, or maybe they're just about as strong, but either way, that is actually a really cool picture. You know, got the Emperor, the Custodes, and the Sisters of Silence right there. That looks pretty, they kind of look like Howling Banshees. You know, with the way they got like their hair and stuff like that. It just reminds me of Howling Banshees. Yeah, is that like heretic talk? And then, of course, you know, with the Grey Knight and that one dude who, yeah, with the demon blade. That seems a little interesting that, you know, he'd be carrying a demon blade.
Character's one of my favorite characters is named Castellan Crow.
Yeah,
he has a demon blade, the black blade of Mahamahama. And
yeah, that just seems a little interesting that he'd be allowed to walk around with a chaos tainted weapon. You know, it just seems a little I don't know about that, you know what I mean? I don't know, that's just me, but that just seems a little like yeah, the guy may be pure and holy and, you know, stuff like that, but still, yeah, I don't know. Who knows? And then, of course, the assassins. Those things are pretty cool. Even their models there looked... oh, lost it. Even their models there looked really cool as well.
take a cowl this.
There we go, yeah. Looks like some of them are new. Yeah, that looks like a new model. And that one. Unless there's multiple versions of them. I think the sniper one I've seen, you know, was basically, you know, locked and loaded. And then, of course, going right into the Inquisition and stuff like that. You know, we still get that, hopefully, that TV show that is coming, you know, Eisenhorn. At least, hopefully, that is still coming, I think. I don't know. Eisenhorn TV show. Is there any updates or anything like that? Anything? Nothing recent. Gizmodo, August. Nope, that's 2019. There's another animated Warhammer 40k show on the way. This was posted a month ago. January 21st, 2020. Warhammer 40,000 Anthology TV series. What is this? Warhammer 40,000 anthology TV series in development. Last year, word was revealed that Warhammer 40,000 TV series was officially in the works based on the ever-popular miniatures. Yep. A scripted drama, from the man in the high castle, Frank Spotnitz. The series will take its cues from the Eisenhorn books. Well, we already knew that. So, it's no secret that we're working on some really exciting projects right now. We're animating Angels of Death, developing Eisenhorn for live action, and have just put pen to paper on a 40,000 anthology show. Actually, don't quote me on that last one. It's not announced yet. Granted, this was back in January of this year. So, but yeah, I am not seeing any updates or anything. Let's see. This was August 13th. Oh, that was 2019. Damn it. Yeah, there's no I'm not seeing any updates on Eisenhorn. IMDb. Yeah. Yeah, nothing. Let's see, Reddit. Some of you guys were wondering about the Eisenhorn TV. Let's see. The director of the show did an interview in which he talks about the 40k universe and how he wants to, quote, honor the fans. Okay, well, that's pretty good. Oh, I gotta register for the site? Nah, never mind. Alright, well, I don't know. I don't know what's, what's going on, with the show. Guess we'll have to, just wait and see. I mean, I'm sure, unfortunately, it's going to be a while, until, that show. It looks like there's not even, like, a cast or anything, so, yeah, I think that won't be coming until late 2021, 2022, I guess, maybe. I don't know. There's not really finding any updates, but either way, that will be still really cool to see whenever it does come out. And then, of course, we still got Angels of Death. I don't know when the hell that's supposed to come out. I mean, what, they did the trailer back in, like, the beginning of the year, and then I don't know what happened. Like, is there even an update? Yeah, I don't know. Angels of Death is an upcoming Warhammer 40,000 animated series expected to air in 2019. Oops. Let's see. Spiky Bits. This was December 1st, 2019. Angels of Death animated shorts for 2020. I mean, is it still coming out this year? I mean, we're nearing, kind of getting close to the end of 2020, and still nothing. So, who knows? Well, anyways, there we go. There is, part 1. Looking forward to, his part 2. Finally learning about all the other races, the Orcs, the Necrons, the Tyranids, Eldar, Tau, all those other ones. Looking forward to it. So, yeah, like I said, I really like his videos. I don't know if he's done any more 40k videos, but hopefully he does, because I like his videos. Alright, so anyways, hope you guys enjoyed my part 2. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. That'd be awesome. Remember, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description box below. And, of course, leave me all your thoughts and comments. What do you guys think about, Custodes, the Sisters of Silence, Inquisitors? Do you think a Primarch is above an Inquisitor? If you were a Primarch, do you think you would be above an Inquisitor? Let me know. And other than that, just stick around for his part 2. All right, so like I said, stick around. More videos are on the way, and I'll see you guys next time.